Hi, so for my lesson plan, I'm going to show you how to carve a pumpkin. So first you gotta get your materials together. Get a tablecloth, a pumpkin, a garbage bag for the insides of the pumpkins, a marker to draw on it, carving tools, and then stuff to scoop the insides of it out. Okay, now that you have all your materials, you gotta cut the top off the pumpkin. So you wanna do it and have the knife facing inwards, so when you cut the top off, it won't fall on the inside. Like that. Okay, now that you have the top off your pumpkin, you're gonna wanna scoop out the insides. So you're gonna use one of the two scooping tools to do that, and you want your garbage bag right next to you, so you can put the insides of the pumpkin in there. So you just use the scooping tool to scrape around. And then you take it out and throw it in the garbage. So when you're cleaning out the pumpkin, you want to do circular motions on the inside. So you make sure to scrape everything out. You gotta scrape the walls of it, not just pick out the seeds. Once you've scraped off the walls of the pumpkin, you've helped loosen everything up, and now you can easily grab the insides and throw them out into the garbage bag. So once the inside of the pumpkin is all smooth and you've taken the guts out and the seeds, you're ready to start carving your pumpkin. And so the reason that you take the seeds and the guts out of the pumpkin is because you're going to want to put a candle in the pumpkin. Alright, so I've just washed my hands and got all of the pumpkin guts off of them, and I grabbed a wet paper towel so I can wipe off the outside of the pumpkin, get all the guts off of it, so it's ready to be drawn on. So before you can actually start carving the pumpkin, you want to take a marker, a pencil, or a Sharpie and draw your design on. Because once you carve it and use a knife, if you mess up, you can't take that back. So having a nice outline of a marker is good so you know exactly where to cut. You can do any design you want when you're carving a pumpkin, but for mine, I'm just going to do the classic jack-o'-lantern look. So I'm going to draw a couple triangle eyes. And it's okay if your lines aren't perfect, because you won't see them anyways, because you're going to cut them out. And if you mess up really badly, you can take a paper towel and wipe off what you drew and start over. I'll draw 2 eyes. And a nose, and then you need a mouth. You can tell I messed up a few times while drawing it, but it's okay because I'm going to cut everything out anyways, so if there's a few stray marks, that doesn't really matter.
It's going to be perfect anyway.
So now that you've cut off the pumpkin, cleaned out the insides, and drawn on your design, you're ready to actually start carving the pumpkin. So you're going to take one of your tools. I'm going to use a small one to start with. You're just going to stick it in the pumpkin, and then you're going to drag down along your design. Then once you have one complete, you can stick your finger inside and pop it out.
Ooh.
Now that I've cut both the eyes and the nose out, all I have left is the mouth. So when you're doing the mouth, when you get to the bottom of the teeth, since I have teeth in mine, you don't want to cut out the bottom of it, or else there's going to be no tooth. So when you get here, you're going to have to cut just the sides and the top of it, and then the other side. But you have to be careful not to cut the bottom out. Then you're going to continue along the line of the mouth.
No, I don't know. That's too hard to just
Alright, I'm just finishing up the mouth now. Then we're going to be able to pop it out, and we'll have a finished jack-o'-lantern. And you can see because I didn't cut the bottom, the teeth stayed in. Now that I finished carving my pumpkin, I wiped it off with a wet paper towel, and I've grabbed a candle and a lighter, so you can stick the candle inside of it. And then you just light it, and you're able to see the candle right through the holes that you've carved. Alright, now that the pumpkin's carved, we put a candle inside it and we've lit it. The last and final thing we need to do is clean up.